Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tanya of Cute and Cuddly Nursery. I have Brittany asleep here. So today I'm thinking of adding a sky blue color to her overall. I'm hoping that'll bring back her veining because I can't see it. And I'm also kind of thinking, has anyone used the pan pastels before? Because I'm having such trouble getting these powders to stick. And I understand that they are makeup and meant to put on your face and not, you know, craft with. So, if anyone's used the pan pastels and got them to stick, please let me know in the comments below. And I would super appreciate that. Okay, so I've grabbed a new sponge. I just had a hunk of, this is natural sea sponge. I got it, it's a Martha Stewart thing, so it's from Michael's. At least here, I'm in Canada, so I'm just gonna add... I did put my sponge in the clean water, and it is damp but not wet, and that way it is ready to accept the paint. So as you can see, my color is fairly light. I like to keep all my colors light. So, and I start at the back of the head, and as you can see, I'm getting what they call beading on here, and honestly I have no idea how to fix that because there's so many people that say do this, you need more paint or whatever, but I like to keep my paint layers. Oh, I forgot to get my catch-all sponge ready. There we go. I just grabbed a new sponge before starting, so I don't want to mix any other colors possibly. So yeah, and I hear add more paint if you're getting beading, but I don't want to add more paint. And I could, you know, with these air dries, you only get so long before it dries, and then I don't want any little like watermarks either from the paint drying, because it'll leave a ring if you don't blot properly. And I might go over her a couple of times. I'm not sure if there's any color difference at all, actually. But it's better that you can go over it a few times, excuse me, than getting it on too dark and then not being able to do anything, right? So yeah, that's my thinking anyway. I'm trying to avoid her lips. I see I got a little bit on there, but I want to avoid her lips. And then if you did make your red too red, which I don't think I made her too red at all, but if you did, this blue will also tone down that red a bit. I forget what color this blue is. Phthalo Blue Cool is what I'm using of the Ultimate Fusion paints. For the money, I'm possibly thinking of switching over to the Golden Fluid. It is a very pigmented paint, so you have to be very careful with it, as I found out with the yellow. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that because it does... I think it's more cost effective to buy the golden, and so currently that's what I'm thinking about doing. I am gonna go pop into Michael's later. I'm gonna do another coat of this blue, so I'm gonna pop into Michael's later and get some red because my red here is completely out. If I can turn it around with one hand, and of course it doesn't want to show up. There we go. So my red number 9 is empty. And that is Red Warm. And then I've got some others. I don't really use the flesh except for like my flesh base color here is pretty much empty as well. So yeah, and my blue is still pretty good. This is the blue that I'm using right now for this layer, and it's number 11. So that's the light blue that I'm using. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking about changing over because it is more cost effective. I'm not sure where I saw it was $15 for new Ultimate Fusion. These are the trial size. I think the others are actually larger, the ones that aren't trial size. And I just, you know, for $15 I can get the big bottle of golden. So that's why I would, you know, switch. And I do like that you don't need as much paint either. You only need like a tiny amount. And then like the little paint tray, I would say that takes a tablespoon of water. And so I do 1 drop to a tablespoon of water. And I have found that that has been really good, at least for me. So, and I haven't tried a golden sealer yet. I've only been wanting to try the paints. I'm just kind of going over with hoping that there's a little bit, as you can see, my sponge here is has a little bit of red on it, and that's pulling the red, which all the red that's on here has been done with, well, there's some paint on her lips, but most, the blushing, her ears, everything has been done with the Coastal Scents powders. And even this is pulling it off. The sponge is pulling it off a bit. So, yeah, I don't really know what to do about that. I'm getting some of her blue undertones popping back up and a little bit of veining. I think you can see a little bit here. And then it branches up a little and out. So you can kind of see some veining popping out, but not as much as I'd like. So I don't want to put it on there. I might go over her one more time and see how that looks, because we want, you know, not a lot of veins, but we want, you know, some to be showing, some to come back. So I'm just gonna go over her one more time. This will be number 3. And then I'll go over her arms too, because I've completely lost her veining in her arms as well. And legs. I should say legs as well. Whole thing. So, and I'm not sure that I'm happy with this one. So I haven't been doing like the full tutorial, because when I first tried the golden paints on her, it wasn't the best lighting. Like right now is kind of not the greatest. It's been trying to snow. It did snow earlier, but the flakes were so big. They were huge because it's well above freezing, but we still have that freezing Arctic air. Okay, so yeah, I want rain, not snow. That's why I think Canada's always so far behind as far as our gardens, because we can't plant anything until, you know, mid-May sometimes. It'd be nice to get everything out in April. Like, I really wanted to start planting in April, but no. I can't. Okay, so I'm just going over her face again as well. The hairs on there. Every time I spend days rooting, I find mohair all over the place after. I'm sure you all have the same problem. And it's fine and it's wispy and it's just on everything. And even eating dinner, it's like, there's a hair. Gross. I mean, it's washed and everything, but still, it's a hair. And really gross. Okay. I'm just gonna go over her lips thinking that there's some little bit of paint on here and it won't change the color very much. And also it'll help seal those powders because I really don't want to lose those powders again. I don't know, like so many people say you gotta seal the paint, you gotta seal the paint. How do you seal the paint without them coming off? So they come off when you use the paint too, so I don't know. I really don't want to have to go back to like solid use of paint, but I might have to, I don't know. Okay, so I am seeing some veining, but I wish it was just a bit darker. I might have to put in another drop of my Phthalo Blue Cool and, you know, go over her again, but I'm just not sure. I think she's looking alright, but I just don't, you know, feel that great about her. Like, I really like this little guy. This is Flynn. And Flynn's turning out really good, but, you know, you don't see any veining with him either. Oops, she goes up there. So I gotta bring back his veining, and even this one, this is, I don't know what happened there. This is Liam by Bonnie Brown. And as you can see, you can, like, I don't know if it'll show up, but you can kind of see some veining back here and on the head a bit, and here on the ears. But most of it you can't see. So, like, I start out with the veining to get it, you know, under the skin look, but I don't know. I'll have to go over that again. So I'm just gonna go over, here's her arm. And it is shiny because I did try to strip off that yellow. And you have to be careful with golden paint. I'll grab this. This is Golden Fluids. And it's primary yellow. And a little goes a long way with this stuff. Oh my gosh. So I got it because it's like the exact same color as the Ultimate Fusion. Number 7 is Yellow Warm. It's like the exact same color as Yellow Warm in Ultimate Fusion. And so I got it, and yeah, it wasn't a good experience. I made her too yellow, or at least more yellow than I wanted her to be. Like, I do use the primary method, but it was just way too yellow. And I tried stripping the kit. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, took it off. I even tried acetone, which I do not recommend acetone at all. I use Winsor & Newton brush cleaner, which is my go-to for stripping, and didn't do anything. I used nail polish remover, did nothing, and so I ended up having to just work with it. I mean, she doesn't look terrible. She just, you know, for me is less than perfect, I would say. If the yellow would have went on a little smoother, like I said, I wasn't using the best lighting, so unfortunately that's what happened. But and I did do some lavender layers. That's why you see a deep purple on there on my paint tray. And like I said, it just didn't, it toned it down, but not as much as I would have liked. So but like I said, I had to just work with it. It depends on the color and the type of vinyl, what seems to attach, what color, if you want to strip them. Because I've heard people say, you know, blue really, you know, the vinyl really likes blue, and go light on the blue and whatnot, but well, at least for this kit, this is a Bountiful Baby kit, and it adhered really well. Really like the yellow. I haven't had any trouble with blue, but then again, the blue that I use is a powder, and all the powders seem to wipe off. But I have tried this when I stripped Brooklyn before, which is also a Bountiful Baby kit. She also, so that's my second round, so this is my third. So she also didn't turn yellow, but she turned red. Like, not super red, but like a peachy kind of red. And for me, I saw that as like an advantage. I was, you know, happy actually with that as a base. You know, I did not add my red layer as I normally would have. Usually I start out with yellow and then I do my red layer. My blue layer though, I guess I start out with blue first. I start out with blushing and creases with the powders first. That's my first go-to thing, is to try to get those integrated into the vinyl. Because so many people say that it stains the vinyl. So I start with that first. And then after that is my veining. And then after that is the paint, when I start painting. So yeah, I'm not seeing really any, not seeing any veins showing through whatsoever. So this is my third go around, and I'll grab the other arm so you can see this one's got a bit more of a kind of a bluey tint, and this one's still reddish. And like I said, the shine is from trying to strip it, and I don't know, because normally I don't have shine, but this way, yes. So here's her leg. So far, I might have made the toes a little too red, but I've seen so many people's and their toes are like all, you know, solid color. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, her baby, well, baby's toes, I guess they really would be like that, but I don't know, I kind of like some color besides red to the toes. Like, I don't mind if the tips or the ends of the toes are red. You know, our fingers are naturally red near the fingernail, and so I think our toes are too. I have socks on right now, I'm freezing. I'm definitely not liking this weather, and I can see some paint kind of splashing off the sponge onto my pants. And that's okay, because I'm an artist, I don't mind that sort of thing, really. I'm not wearing some expensive pants or anything. I like to shop the thrift stores for deals. Especially with, like, I've mentioned that I'm doing keto, and so my pant sizes, like right now I'm in a size 8, so, which is awesome. The lowest I've been, although it was in high school, was a size 7, and so it's really cool to be at a size 8. And right now I'm still at 156 right now, which is the same as my husband. So, but he's trying to gain weight and I'm trying to lose it. So, maybe once I get to my goal. Okay, so that was the second time around. Once I get to, or no, was that the first? I think that was the first. And this is the second. Okay. But once I get to my goal, I'll be able to, you know, maybe help him more with his gaining of weight. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any, like, hardcore working out like he is, because he's wanting to, you know, gain muscle and all that typical man stuff. At least some men anyway. I'm not saying all are that way, but quite a few. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is looking really nice. I'm actually liking her colors now. At least on her leg. I think her leg looks really good. Okay. I hope I was in the frame for that the whole time. I never checked. Okay, so I'm gonna compare with the arm. How does that look? Looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna flip her arm around. Yeah, looks good. So I might have to come back in and, you know, because the creases are disappearing as well. And, which is really frustrating, you know, honestly. Because I've gone over those creases, I think 3 or 4 times at least. I gotta check my time. Okay. So, yeah, not quite sure what to do. And like I said, I don't really like using the paint, excuse me, to do creases because, I don't know, I find that, you know, the powders were and or are good for that, but as soon as you adding more paint, they come off. So I'm gonna do her other leg while talking here, but you know, maybe I could try, like, I think I've tried it in the past, but just putting, I don't think this foot is as dark as the other one. I'm gonna have to put them side by side and fix. But yeah, okay, remind me, this is the first layer. So then if I do my creases at the very end, although it'll still pull it off, or at least some, I don't know, it's just I have not found like the right technique of how to use these powders, because, you know, I've when I apply them, now I've got a brush that really gets in there, you know, and I just kind of push and everything, and it doesn't seem to be taking either way. And I did experiment with Genesis Heat Set Thinning Medium as my primer, and that, depending on the kit, was a hit or miss. Sometimes, I don't know why I keep going over this with blue, because like I said, this one's lighter, so I don't really need to go over it. Sorry. And then some took and some did not. The powders didn't want to stick to the Genesis at all. Not sure why, but that's just what happened with a couple of kits that I tried, different ones. And so, because I had that as a video before, I took that video down because I had trouble with it, right? So I'm just like, nope, I don't want anyone else to have to go through this, because then you have to strip the kit and start over. Or you can continue on with paint, of course, if you can't get the whatchamacallit to stick. She doesn't have a heart on this leg. I'm gonna have to make a heart, because I like to put a heart on each baby's leg. I'll show you. Yeah, see, this is Flynn's leg, and I put a little heart, so I always put a little heart on the right leg. So yeah, I think that's only the second. This leg looks a little more yellow than the other one. Okay, see, we're getting even more pink here, turning purple. Oh shoot, what am I doing? Okay, let's grab the right sponge. It's getting really windy outside. Oh, there's a bumblebee right outside my window. I wish I could let you in, I'm sorry. Wow, he must be, this is my third, there I go over the foot again. Oh. My third go around with this blue. It must be warming up if there's a bumblebee out there, right? So I like bumblebees. He's huge, and I don't know why he's trying to come in here. Good thing he can't, door's closed. I do have some plants that are perennials, so they're coming back, which is great. I don't notice any flowers on them yet though. Like, we even have a apple tree and it has tons of flowers on it, but I haven't seen any flowers yet. We've never gotten an apple on it yet either, and I think this is our third year of having it. I'm not sure if it's just, oh well, actually I think I do know why it's not, because we don't have, there isn't another apple tree, oops, within, I don't know how close they need to be, I just know you need another apple tree, and the closest one is quite a ways away, so yeah, that leg is a little bit more yellow, isn't it? I might have to add a little bit more yellow to her other limbs then. But that's alright, I'd rather add a little bit than she... It has a warm-ish skin tone, I guess. So she doesn't look pale anymore. But I might have to add some yellow to her face as well. I'm not sure. I still need to, actually I need to go over that arm, don't I? So I don't think I went over that arm at all. No. Alright, so we'll just go over this one last limb. And then I will end the video for now. I started working on my next silicone, which is a little full body 10-inch. It's the Basil Kit by Sherry Williams. And I don't think I'm going to be doing the full bodies anymore. Like, this little one isn't so bad, really. I mean, I do have some, like, arthritis or carpal tunnel, not sure, in my thumb that runs down my thumb to my wrist if I extend. So, like, I'll fill pantyhose for with glass beads for the inside of the baby's heads for weight, and hold, you know, that little bit of, you know, force or whatever that the pantyhose has, because I do double them up, and man, that just really hurts. And it's just from sewing. I used to hand sew plush toys every day for 9 years, and I did that all day long, and finally now my wrists, of course, don't want to do that anymore. And it's been 2 years, I guess, since I've quit doing that full time. I used to take customs and I would draw up patterns. I even would draw patterns and sell the rights to them. Rainbow Tail is one that I did a pattern for, and I believe it's for a video game, a cell phone game if I remember correctly, and sold the rights to that so that they could mass produce plushes for their game. That's been a few years ago now, but yeah, I just got so burnt out. This is my second go around, if I'm counting correctly. But I just got tired of it after so long, and if you've worked with faux fur before, I don't like the faux fur. It just would get everywhere. up to my nose. I am back. I'm gonna do another layer of this blue, the Phthalo Blue Cool, number 11 of the Ultimate Fusion Paints. So I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna try doing a slightly darker layer. I'm not sure if oops, this is going everywhere. I guess because I shook it up. That looks about 2 drops worth. I'm just thinking, like, if I should add a little... What color does this one look like? Like, I might want to make it just a touch darker. No, I'm feeling like, no, don't do it. Okay, so I'm just going to fill up my little, I don't know what to call that, little basin or whatever. I accidentally hit Brittany with the water bottle. Okay. That's an interesting sound. Alright. So let's see if it's dark enough. I'm just testing it on the outside of the dish. And it actually looks like it might need a little bit more paint. So I'm just going to add one more drop. Kind of biggish drop. And if I were left-handed, I would show you the other, or show you how I was mixing this, but I'm just going around and around. There we go. Okay, so let's test it again. Oops. I'm making a mess. Sorry, my paint dish is not clean. I usually fill it up and then wash it. Because I'm not going to use, I put in a second drop. So, kind of a big drop, I guess. That's not all the way mixed, but I want to get this lid back on. Because I think that's going to be all that we need. I still am not sure. I'm not sure if it's dark enough. Or pigmented enough, however you want to say. Oops, I'm getting blue everywhere. Okay, so we'll try that. I love this color against the tan of this sponge. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but it looks nice to me. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Brittany and use the back of her head here and see. How does this look? Now I'm not pushing, too hard. I'm just kind of lightly going over and basically picking up the excess liquid off. So I'm not sure, but I do see a little bit of veining popping back out. But like I said before, I wish it was leaving like a nice blue pattern, I guess. Blue coloring on here anyway. I might have to start doing my veining with paint. I shall upload a video, I suppose, of that. I'll have to get, I'm thinking I might redo my videos again. I hate to have to keep doing that. And another thing I was thinking of doing is videos, like tutorials, based on the different colors of vinyl as well. Okay, you can see a vein popped back up here, but and some more blue came back through on the top of her eyebrow ridges there. So, what do you think? How does she look? I'm not really sure myself. I I've been comparing her to my Chase, and I don't know, I have Chase too far away right now, but I really wish I could see more blue, at least in her forehead, a little bit more veining, I should say. Maybe I'll have to do this a couple of times. Well, this is the second time, isn't it? Or is it the third? It's hard for me to remember how many layers I've done when I'm doing videos. So it's hard to say. And some of the, I'm just going over where there is blue, which was along either side of her mouth here. And just getting some little fuzzies off of her. Okay, so I think she looks pretty good. I think she needs more red in her lips though, and I will go over that with some blue, because that blue will make the lips a deeper color. Like if you look in the mirror at your own lips, they're generally a deeper color of red. So, but I think she's looking pretty good. I probably need to add more color on the inside of her ears as well, but other than that, I think she looks pretty well done. I need to color her tongue inside a little bit more, and then fix the top of her lip here. Has some has a line there, and I don't really want that. But like I said, the bad thing though about these powders is that they will rub right off, and I just really don't like that. I like the thought of using them, and I like how they look until they rub off, because it's like, oh, I can't believe that I just put all that work in and now it's gone, kind of thing. Like even her creases along her neck have disappeared. So I'm gonna have to go back in and fix that. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, and I'll be back in the next video.